This recipe is from Running with Spoons. It is a soft and chewy flourless oatmeal raisin cookie. Super excited to make this. So, I hope you can sort of see what I'm going to be doing here. So I'm going to get 1 cup of oats. It says quick oats, but honestly I'm just going to use some regular oats. I'm going to dump that into my bowl, just 1 cup, and then I'm going to follow it with 1 cup of almond flour. Okay, I'm going to give that a quick mix right there, just using a whisk. You can just use a regular spoon though. And then I'm going to add my coconut sugar. You can use regular sugar for this. You're going to use 6 tablespoons of this. Again, regular granulated sugar, even brown sugar might work for this. One thing I really like about this recipe is that it gives you options to either be healthy or not so healthy. So it makes that really simple. If you want to make a not so healthy dessert and a healthy one, it gives you those options. Since a lot of people don't really know what good substitutes are, it gives you that. So I don't know if you can see that very well, but it has this brown, even sort of grainy texture with these oats mixed in. So it looks super appetizing, but just wait, okay? So then we have cinnamon and baking soda. For the cinnamon, we're going to do 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Got these awesome, beautiful teal baking cups. Measuring spoons. Okay, you can always do more cinnamon in my opinion. If you don't really like it, it just gives it an awesome flavor, I think, and it really brings out the flavor, especially in recipes like these and snickerdoodle cookies. You can always add more cinnamon unless they do a crazy amount. Okay, and then we have baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. My family really likes salt. I'm not a big salt person myself, but you can't really taste it in baked goods as long as you don't accidentally do salt for sugar. I've done that like once. You can't really do it with this kind of salt. It's Himalayan sea salt, so it's like pink. I don't think I've ever really seen pink sugar except for when it's dyed. So I'm just going to do like a little bit of salt. It doesn't call for it in the recipe, but I think honestly without salt it just isn't as flavorful, but the cinnamon kind of makes it flavorful too. Okay, so you're just gonna mix that really well. It's got this like snickerdoodle look, but then with the oats in it, you're like, yeah, I don't know. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to add 1 egg. I'm using pasture-raised organic ones. Yay. Okay. Just gonna crack that egg in here. Gonna wash your hands. Just make sure you've preheated your oven, 350 degrees, and you reheat that. Okay, so now I'm gonna mix my egg in there, and then 3 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. I have pre-melted mine. You can also use butter for this. This is another one of the great options that I love about this recipe. And we're going to add 1 tablespoon of honey. Get our baking cups. I'm actually just going to use a regular spoon. Just do like about that. Add that in. Looking awesome. I'd lick this if we didn't have the virus going around. We don't have it. Okay. We're going to stir that. It should be getting more of like a solid texture that's kind of like that, where it's like oily and sort of sticking together, but not exactly. Oh gosh, we have like a huge clump stuck in here. There we go. Okay. Okay, then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Honestly, the lid is kind of close to 2 teaspoons, so sometimes I'll just take the lid and use that as a measurement. It's probably not exact measurement, but I'd say it's pretty close. Sometimes you just have to go with it. Okay, and then 1/2 cup of raisins. some people don't like raisins, and you can always omit those from the recipe. It's not really something that needs to happen. I'm just gonna kind of throw the raisins in. I personally like a lot more raisins. And in this recipe, they also give a note where you can soak your raisins in warm water for 10 minutes and then blot them dry before adding them to the dough to make them extra soft and plump. I'm not gonna do that this time, but you can definitely for sure do that. I'm going to get that dough, incorporate it, and now it has a really nice like dough texture that's kind of like gooey and soft, okay? So now I'm going to put them, you can drop them by rounded tablespoons, but personally, I just grab a ball probably about a rounded tablespoon, or even an ice cream scoop works, about that big, probably about an inch long and wide, and I just plop it right on there. And it says to kind of flatten them a little bit because they're so, oatmeal raisin cookies are so dense because of the oatmeal and the raisins. They don't really flatten themselves or melt like a chocolate chip cookie would. So I actually tried once to not do that, and they turned out not bad, but they turned out really, really like thick. They didn't really melt much. So I would recommend flattening them out, and you can put them a lot closer to each other than you would put a normal cookie because of that. So that's also kind of nice. But leave a little room in between the cookies because you also want to be able to easily scoop them and stuff. But you can, I have a larger baking sheet, so I'm going to do, I think, a 4x5 or a 4x4. And that basically means I'm going to put 4 cookies longways and 4 cookies width. So let's try that. And that should make about 16. So this entire recipe, if you do it by rounded tablespoons, should make 12 to 14 cookies. But if you want to make them smaller or just do them like how I'm doing them, you can usually get a little more like 20, I'd say. But it always depends too. So as you can see, my hands are getting really sticky here, and I'm kind of wasting some of my dough. And that's not awesome. So I'm gonna kind of scrape as much as I can off my hands, and then I'm gonna go wet them, okay? So if you wet your hands, especially with the more sticky batters, the stickier the batter is, the more wet you wanna get your hands. Just dab your hands, like get them wet, dab them so they're just moist, I'd say. And then look, ta-da. They don't even like cause any problems. It's just, I think especially against any like sort of oil. And I made this recently with ghee, and that's clarified butter for those who do not know that. And it definitely, the consistency of the batter was a lot thicker than this is. So we will see how these turn out. I don't know if they're gonna be like better than the ones made with ghee or worse. We will see. Okay, so that made 16 cookies plus a tiny bit extra for me to eat. Yay. So let's pop those in the oven for 7 to 9 minutes. Or just, honestly, for these it's a little hard to tell when they're done, but you'll see they'll look a little bit more round, a little bit plumper. So I'm just gonna set a timer for 8 minutes. When it does that in between, when it does between two things, then I usually just do the in-between of it. So, and it says right here, bake for 7 to 9 minutes until the edges begin to turn golden brown. It's not super easy to tell when the edges begin to turn golden brown, so you can even just prod them a little, feel if they feel pretty cooked, and you can also just look. I feel like it's kind of obvious for oatmeal raisin cookies for the most part. In the meantime, we are going to clean up. That's always a great idea. We are just waiting on these cookies, and we will be hopefully showing those soon and testing them. We're back. Our cookies are done. They look great. I think these are the best cookies I made with this recipe. So I have my two siblings, Jeremiah and Joanna, here to help try them and give a quick review on them. So Jeremiah, why don't you go first? They're very good. And I know you've tried some of the other ones before, so do you think these ones are better or the other ones?
These.
Okay. How about you? You want me to go second?
They're good.
Okay, you like them? Better than the other ones, or same, or not as good?
Better.
Okay, better. Now my turn. Definitely better. And then I also ended up cooking them about 10 minutes instead of 7. So I put them more on the clock, and you see they're getting like perfectly browned around the edges. So that was pretty good. It's just good. Totally try this. Of this video, if you liked it, please give it a like, and please press the big red button, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it a lot.